So let's go back to you're running USA Network. You're the first female president of a cable network or a major network at that time.
Mm.
How long did you run USA Network in total from beginning to
22 years.
22 years, and it did well in the ratings, obviously.
Became number one 14 straight years before I left.
14 years. In 1981, you want to go public. What happened?
Nothing. There was no market. Nobody would. No, there wasn't any public market and nobody. Back then there was really no confidence that these businesses would be worth anything. Today they're worth a lot more than broadcast networks, but a network like USA is. But back then, there still wasn't any market for it, and there wasn't the kind of venture market or anything the same that there is today. There wasn't, wasn't capital in the marketplace to do this. In fact, at that time, by 1981, 1982, Bob Pittman was at MTV at that time. He wasn't the founder, John Lack was, but he was very instrumental in building MTV, and he tried to go public also. But he just got just no traction at all. There just wasn't a public market the way there is today. And nobody would fund these kind of businesses thinking, well, will they ever really be worth much? So it was a different period of time. So what happened at that time was Time Inc., Paramount, and Universal had just had a major lawsuit that they had settled. And my partner, Bob Rosencrantz, was under hostile takeover from Rogers of Canada. Rogers, the major communications company in Canada, Ted Rogers. And Bob wanted money to defend his cable business. So he wanted us to sell USA Network to get money. He wanted the cash. And there was no public market, which is what I wanted to do. I wanted to go to public market. But anyway, Time Inc. at that time, not Time Warner, it was Time Inc. at that time, had said that they were interested in buying it. And they had this, I call it the one night of peace between Time Inc., Paramount, and Universal. They had just settled this lawsuit, and they brought in Paramount, the owner of Madison Square Garden, and Joe Cohen was heading the operations there at the time, and they made an offer to buy the company for $30 million, and they brought in Universal the next week to keep Universal out of Getty. Getty was going to buy, at that time ESPN had started up. It was a Connecticut-based sports network, and it was kind of interesting, the politics of it all. But anyway, that's how it wound up with three owners at that time.
And how did it impact your job and career path? What happened after that for you?
Well, USA was always a very independently run company. It wasn't it didn't operate as a part of any of those companies. It was always very independent. So I just continued to build build the network, build the ratings, build what we were doing. We expanded. The reason I changed it into USA Network from Madison Square Garden Sports is because we had expanded into entertainment. We were expanding into entertainment and children's program, and it just didn't fit on a sports network.
Right.
And when the studios and Time Inc. came in, I really wanted to have two networks. I wanted to split off the entertainment from the sports. But the studios at that time, to them it was just sort of I think it was basically just a protection of their properties. They thought, well, we'll just invest in this, and if it goes anywhere, that'll be great, and we'll have a nice asset, but we don't really know what it's going to be, and we don't really necessarily want to invest too much in it. And they didn't want to, the thing that I fought for a year at least after they came in, 82, they came in, I fought very strongly to keep a separate sports network, and I lost the battle. So USA became, entertainment and sports.